Picture 7th century Spain, where the Visigothic kingdom ruled over a diverse land. To unify their realm, the Visigothic kings created the Lex Visigothorum, a sweeping code meant to bind Goths and Hispano-Romans under one law and one faith. This code was more than rules, it was a tool to forge a single identity but also to control belief. King Requeswinth decreed the law would apply to all, erasing old divisions. But unity came at a cost. The law targeted those who didn't fit the new vision, especially the Jews. Jewish communities, long established in Spain, suddenly found their traditions under threat. The code didn't just regulate society, it became a weapon, enforcing religious conformity and punishing difference. The Visigothic kings, now Christians, saw religious unity as essential, and the law became a means of persecution. What was once private faith became a matter for the state, and the law's language turned difference into a crime. This was not random violence but systematic state-sanctioned oppression. The law's chilling message to be different was to be an outlaw. The Visigothic Code stands as an early example of law used to erase, not protect, identity. It set a precedent for using legal power to enforce conformity. The consequences would echo far beyond the Visigothic era. The story begins with a law, but its shadow would stretch for centuries. The Visigothic Code systematically dismantled Jewish life. Jewish rituals, Passover, Sabbath, dietary laws, were outlawed, making daily faith a punishable act. Even circumcision, central to Jewish identity, was banned. Jewish texts could be declared illegal, severing communities from their heritage. The goal: force assimilation by erasing tradition. Jews were barred from public office, stripped of authority and isolated by marriage laws. These restrictions pushed Jews to society's margins, making survival itself a risk. Every meal, prayer, or book became dangerous. The law turned neighbors into informants and daily life into a minefield. It was psychological warfare, using fear to suffocate a culture. The Visigothic Code wasn't just about rules, it was relentless pressure to erase a people's way of life. Oppression was written into the very fabric of society. The Visigothic rulers' ultimate aim was the elimination of Jewish identity. Jews faced a brutal ultimatum: convert to Christianity or face enslavement. Forced baptisms were backed by detailed oaths. Conversos had to renounce all Jewish customs and even report others who secretly practiced. This bred suspicion and betrayal within families and communities. Refusal meant loss of freedom, property, and dignity. Families torn apart, lives destroyed. The law offered no real choice: live in fear as a false convert or suffer as a slave. The state weaponized law to destroy identity, not protect it. The Visigothic Code twisted justice into a tool of terror. It left no room for conscience, only conformity. The message was clear: difference would not be tolerated. The law's power was absolute, its reach total. For the Jews of Spain, existence itself became a crime. The legacy of this persecution would haunt the land for generations. The Visigothic Code's legacy didn't die with the kingdom. Its ideas, state-enforced religious purity, suspicion of converts, legal discrimination, echoed through Spanish history. Centuries later, these seeds grew into the Alhambra Decree of 1492, convert or be expelled. The Spanish Inquisition, with its spies and secret trials, revived the Visigothic model of surveillance and fear. The logic was unchanged: one kingdom, one faith, enforced by law. The concept of the insincere convert haunted Spain for centuries. The Visigothic Code provided the blueprint for future persecutions. Legal documents, once written, can shape destinies for generations. The anti-Semitic laws of the 7th century cast a shadow that led to the tragedies of expulsion and inquisition. The past was never truly past, it lived on in new forms of intolerance. The Visigothic Code is more than ancient history, it's a warning. Law, meant to protect, can become a weapon when wielded by the powerful. The Visigoths used law to erase difference, forcing conformity at the cost of freedom. When belief becomes the business of the state, persecution follows. The lesson is clear: justice demands laws that protect diversity, not punish it. Intolerance, once written into law, legitimizes hatred and endures for generations. True strength lies in safeguarding the rights of all, especially minorities. The Visigothic Code's legacy is a call to defend conscience and resist the use of law as a tool of oppression. Justice cannot exist where law destroys the human spirit.